Belle Riviere, a quiet town outside New Orleans, had always been the kind of place where everyone knew everyone, and strangers never stayed long. That changed on a humid evening of June 14th, 2018, when Claire Moreau, a 29-year-old schoolteacher, vanished without a trace. She locked up her classroom at St. Jude's Elementary just after 8 p.m., waved to a coworker, and started her short walk home. Her car was later found parked neatly by the roadside, keys still in ignition, purse untouched, and phone resting on the passenger seat. No struggle, no footprints, no witnesses. It was as if the night itself had swallowed her whole. Detective Lena Broussard from New Orleans PD was called in to help the small-town sheriff's office. The scene was too clean. No forced entry, no ransom note, and no clear suspect. Claire's mother, Adele, begged the cameras for help. Her brother, Jonah, printed missing posters until the ink ran dry. The town streets filled with volunteers, prayer circles, and rumor. Some said Claire's new boyfriend was hiding something. Others whispered about a strange white pickup spotted near the school that night. But when police found the truck's owner, a drifter named Ricky Dumas, he denied even knowing her. Without solid evidence, they had to let him go. Then, as weeks passed, something odd surfaced. While searching Claire's classroom, Detective Broussard found a small, spiral notebook hidden behind a row of children's storybooks. Inside were handwritten notes, property records, and a list titled Landowners and Permits. The dates and signatures pointed to a local development company quietly buying up riverfront land, often after residents mysteriously agreed to sell. Claire had been researching it, asking questions no one wanted asked. The deeper Lena dug, the darker it got. The company, Bayou Holdings, was run by a man with deep political ties in New Orleans. Through shell corporations and off-book payments, he'd been clearing out old families from their land. Families like the Moreaus. Claire had discovered evidence of bribes and falsified zoning papers. And now she was gone. It looked like a clean setup. Intimidate the whistleblower, erase the problem, move on. But Lena wasn't ready to give up. She tracked every transaction Claire had written down. But when she tried to subpoena the developer, he produced lawyers faster than she could blink. Then, a break. An elderly man named Samuel Price called the sheriff's office after reading about Claire in the newspaper. He claimed Claire had been visiting him weekly to help him read after a stroke, and a month before she disappeared, she'd given him a sealed envelope with one instruction. If something happens to me, give this to the police. Inside were printed emails, scanned permits, and a short letter to her mother and brother. Claire wrote that if she ever vanished, it meant she'd gotten too close to something dangerous. If I'm gone, she wrote, it's because someone wanted Belle Riviere's silence. The documents reignited the case. Local officials were questioned. 2 inspectors were arrested on corruption charges. But the man at the top, the developer, walked away untouched. The town mourned twice, once for the missing woman, and again for justice that never came. Then, almost 2 years later, the story took a chilling twist. A photo appeared in an online forum for missing persons, a snapshot of a bakery in small-town Tennessee. In the background, behind the counter, stood a woman dusted in flour, smiling faintly at a customer. Her resemblance to Claire was undeniable. Detective Broussard drove out that same week. When she entered the bakery, the woman froze. Same eyes, same scar above her eyebrow. It was Claire Moreau, alive. What she revealed changed everything. She hadn't been kidnapped. She'd fled. After discovering corruption, she'd been followed, threatened, and warned to stop. One night, a man confronted her near her home, saying, "Keep quiet or your family pays." Terrified, Claire staged her own disappearance, leaving her car unlocked, purse behind, and phone on the seat. She escaped with help from a friend in Baton Rouge, then started over under a new name. Her plan had been to wait until the truth came out. But when the investigation stalled, she stayed hidden, afraid that returning would bring danger back to Belle Riviere. "I thought silence would protect them," she told Lena through tears. But all it did was break them. The town's reaction was split. Some felt relief that Claire was alive. Others felt betrayed that she let them grieve a ghost. Her mother forgave her, quietly. Her brother needed more time. Detective Broussard closed the file, not with justice, but with survival. To this day, Claire lives quietly under a new name. The developer eventually lost his license after a separate fraud case, but no one was ever charged for Claire's disappearance. Belle Riviere still tells her story in hushed tones, a story about corruption, fear, and the price of truth. Because in some cases, the real crime isn't who disappears, but why.